Howdy, folks. This here's the old mountain man talking at you from Pensacola, Oklahoma. Yeah, Pensacola. Oh, you want to talk about a feller that feels lost as a wild animal in the city? That's me. I might seem like I'm in a playful mood right now. It's just because I'm shooting a video and I know I'm going to upload it. All my friends on YouTube are going to see it. Well, somebody spread the word, please, that all 1.67 thousand subscribers from Mountain Man 1478 need to come on over here to Mountain Man 1478-2 because I no longer have access to Mountain Man 1478. There's one way that I can get that channel back, and only one, and that's if the man that has my old phone number now will cooperate with me, and I tell him what's going on, and then he receives the recovery code, and then I type it in. He tells it to me and I type it in, but I've got to call this man and explain to him that I've had this YouTube channel for 12 years. I've had an Amazon account since 2011 and an eBay account since 2009, and that phone number is my recovery phone number for all of them. And I lost my phone due to the deletion of the 3G network by AT&T. And whenever they deleted that 3G network, my Motorola V3 Razor would not work at all. All it was it just had the features in it, the calculator and all. I couldn't make no phone calls or send no text. Apparently, dadgum, I'm trying to get that damn reflection off of these glasses. I'm not accustomed to wearing those anyway. I do look a little clearer out of my good eye with them on, so, oh well. It's the reflection of the light off of these, well, this vent up here, little bubble vent. It's shining in and off those flags, and I got American flags on, reflections of American flags on my glasses. But where did I leave off before I started dicking around with those glasses? Well, like I said, if I can get that guy to cooperate, I can recover my accounts, those 3 accounts I've had for so long. I got this new YouTube account, a new Amazon account, and a new eBay account. But I'd really rather have my old ones and then just delete those others. Oh boy, so much has happened. The last 4 years of my life has been basically tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. First, my dog dies. I have to kill him. I'm not one of those people that's got the money to take their pet to a veterinary doctor and say, I need a euthanasia shot for my dog. My dog needs to be put down. I had to do it. After almost 14 years of friendship with that animal, do you know how difficult it was for me to draw that pistol and put a bullet in his head? I know a lot of you do. Everybody on my original YouTube channel loved Little Bear. I might just upload a short 30-second video of that dog and me. You can kind of see how much that dog just loved me to death in that video. My food died before I could kill it. I sat down on the carport and he comes up and starts nuzzling me under my chin, and he's wanting attention and showing affection. When I put that dog down, it wasn't very long before I just about lost my mind out there in them woods. I started being totally alone out there. Man, you're going to start seeing shit that you wouldn't believe. And no, I wasn't on no drugs. It's just the human consciousness. Human beings are, for lack of a better word, herd animals, pack animals. We all have a collective consciousness. I know that it may sound odd, but I think everybody in the world is capable of telepathy. Telepathically communicating with each other. And if there's a link taken out of that chain or out of that collective, then we feel it. We know it as a loss of spirit. If it's somebody that meant something to you and they died and you don't feel it, well, I'm wondering. Maybe you just didn't recognize it. Now I'm looking at my new YouTube channel. Yeah, I got the channels I favor and suggest, Next Step Day Room, where they are in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And they help people take the next step up from being homeless. That's why I call it the Next Step Day Room. They take old refurbished computers and supply people with educational tools, and they provide like bicycles for people to ride to and from work. They essentially are the only charity that I would contribute to besides St. Jude's for children. And then there's the Patriot Nurse, Wounded Warrior Project, Survive Smart, Wound Educators, and a whole lot more. There's a whole lot of channels out there that are really worth watching, and a lot of them are not uploading anymore, or haven't uploaded in a long time. But I'm going to endeavor to stick with YouTube, and I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Last time I did, it was 9 months. And then, I'm still gaining subscribers, thank goodness. I had 34 the last time I logged out, now I got 37. Pardon me. That's that hamburger fighting back. Cooked it myself. Of course, I like to cook all my own meals. Y'all know that from the Cast Iron Cooking and Coffee with the Mountain Man videos. The playlist over yonder. And I got me a little wood pile out here. And this RV park has fire pits. Corrugated metal fire pits. Ha! And a gun shop right up front. That's where I pay my rent. I pay my rent in a gun shop. I should be really happy about all this. But I didn't think about it until I started talking into this dang camera. Imagine that. Well, I've begun to rebuild my personal collection of firearms. I showed y'all that in the last video. The Ruger GP 100 357 Magnum. Boy, this is a hoss of a pistol. Now, the only difference between it and the Security 6 is this little beefy part right here. It only goes so far up on the Security 6. And then there's no red insert for the top sight. But it does have the adjustable rear sights, and it's got some fuzz hung up in it. Dang, blanket lint. Check that damn thing and see if it's got any play in it. That rear sight blade, forward and back, it's got a little play in it. Might have to tighten that up a tad. But side to side, no, it don't. Yeah. But I've got this bugger loaded with 158 grain jacketed soft points. Now, if you want to know what 158 grain jacketed soft point looks like, let's talk about them tragedies. First, my dog dies. It has to be put down. That is a jacketed soft point. Got a very thin layer of unjacketed lead on the top, and you can carve, stamp an X in it, or cut an X in it, or drill a little hollow if you want. Be careful. I'm not advocating out there that anybody go modify an ammunition, because if they did, and they said they watched this video, and this guy said, well, you can do this and you can do that. I can do this and I can do that because I know how. My brother told me when I was way younger, young teenager, he said, you're going to blow yourself up one of these days. I said, well, I didn't. Messing with that shotgun, modifying them shotgun shells and stuff. Hell, I've seen him do silly shit too. But I'm not here to rag on my brother. I'm sure that he would be more than willing to rag on me, but I think I'm a little more mature than that. Oh, Lord, people. I'm broke 3 weeks out of 4 because of living in town. Everything costs dang money. Food. I want to taste roasted raccoon again so bad. Rabbit stew, roasted squirrels. This town food is killing me. I wound up finding a knot in my frickin' arm right here, about big as a bird's egg. Right there, an old hard knot. Where do you figure that's from? I take all kinds of anti-cancer herbs and shit, so it's probably just a lump of fat. Yes, I got a spot to spit over here. But you didn't see where that went, so. Whatever. Well, I'm in need of some money right this minute, and damn, at midnight tonight, the Social Security and disability and all that goes in to the bank because the first falls on a Sunday. Banks are open half a day on Saturday. This is Friday. Tonight, according to how computers do things, it's officially 1 second after midnight, the money is deposited. So, a couple minutes after midnight, I can walk over there to the bank, put my little card in the slot, go through the process, and draw my money out. Have it on hand, pay my rent, and then put down some money on the SKS that I got on layaway. You know I had to get another SKS, didn't you? Oh, boy. I swear. Well, it's been about 12 minutes and 8 seconds, and I think some of y'all have got to hear me laugh for the first time. I don't know if I've ever actually laughed on camera. But believe you me, when I laugh, it's genuine. There ain't nothing fake about it. I'm just silly these days. My God, I've been getting out. I got out of the woods. I've been out of the woods for a year. And I've had to get used to start talking to people. Anxiety and everything. I just feel all tensed up, messed up. I just need the serenity of the woods. I don't need to be around all these people. There's too many of them to keep an eye on all at once. Out there in the woods, that was my life. My sweat and blood and tears and flesh was in that land. A dog gets killed or get shot through the hand with a 12-gauge shotgun. Lose my home. Forced out into the world of men again. And the first thing that happens whenever I walk through the doors of that gun shop, some big old fat individual redneck starts talking about crackheads and queers. Well, I got dark marks under my eyes from lack of sleep because I can't hardly sleep anymore now that I'm not at home in the woods. And this mattress here, this foam pad, I guess, is about that thick, set on a piece of plywood and some kind of, framework built around some things that go with the functions of this RV. Yeah. All in all, oh boy. Well, life ain't bad. I'm still alive. I got a chance to rebuild. But where? I'm just doing all this. I'm living just one day at a time. I can't really make any plans because I don't have the resources to make plans. Yeah. I just want to go home. And there was other people that were responsible for what went on out there for me losing my home. But they shall remain unnamed in video on the internet. and they shall remain unmentioned other than slightly. But I've been praying to God that those people be punished, that he brings down their wrath upon them and lets them know that a child of his has been offended by their heathenistic ways, their hypocritical heathenistic ways. But yeah, I don't wear this cross just for decoration. It's an identifier. I'm a Christian. What do you want to do? Tattoo a fish on my forehead? Yeah, that's how they used to identify one another back in biblical times. Two men would meet. One would draw half a fish in the sand, and the other one would draw the other half of the fish in the sand, if they were Christians. But if it was a heathen that didn't know what the whole drawing the two halves of the fish was about, well, then they didn't get associated with. They were considered the enemy. Well, looking at writing a few letters to some people, giving a phone number because they'll know my voice when they hear it on the phone, and ask them, you helped me once long ago, or more than once, could you help me again? But I want to say this in conclusion. A whole lot of letters with a whole lot of addresses were missing out of my briefcase. Someone stole them. So if somebody claims to be getting in contact with you in my name, don't give it any credence. Don't believe them. Just tell them, no, that's a lie. I know better than that. Mountain Man would not send anybody to ask for money or ask for resources to help him. Because I know that there are some crooks in my neighborhood on Sugarloaf that brought in some people, and they stole a bunch of those envelopes with all those addresses on them. I got very few of them left. I had a big old thick stack, about a 3-4 inch stack of envelopes with addresses on them from people that had bought my fire steels. My fire steels, my fire building kits, the same ones I use as background picture up there. You might not get a little black leather bag like one or two people did, but I do my best to put together the best fire building kits in the world. And as everybody knows, I was the one that innovated the one-handle fire steel by scraping that coating off of the little bit of fire steel that goes down in the handle. And then you set it with the epoxy, 2-ton epoxy. Removing that coating allows that epoxy to bond that rod to that handle better. But yeah, if anybody gets in contact with any of my former customers, don't believe them if they say that I'm in the hospital and I need help, or I'm in jail, or if I'm, hurt or injured, or if they're taking care of me. They're not. No one's ever really taken care of me except my mama whenever I was a little kid. And she's still trying. Because, she bought me this electric blanket and this electric blanket. And, well, thanks, Mom. I love you. Oh, goodness. I'll be 58 years old on February the 5th. So hopefully I'll be shooting a video then. Maybe I'll have me a jug of rum and a doobie. Yeah. I have found out the meaning of stress relief when it comes to marijuana. Having had to live in town and as tense and aggravated as I get, they sell it in the store now. Over the counter without a card. It's called THCA. It has 0.02 or 3% THC. I found out that THC got nothing to do with getting you high. THC offers short-term memory loss, anti-inflammatory response that reduces pain in swollen organs and joints, but it doesn't have anything to do with controlling anxiety or depression or anything like that. I don't got depression, but sure I'm wound up like an 8-day clock. Of course, I've had about maybe 5-6 cups of coffee this morning, this size cup. 2-cup measure. Oh boy. But I've been doing my best to not get sick, which means taking my Lugol solution every day. J. Crow's Lugol solution. Take it every day. Keep the thyroid chock full of iodine. Did you know that every 17 minutes, every drop of your blood flows through your thyroid? And if there's any viruses, bacteria, or fungus, that if your thyroid has enough iodine in it, 12 milligrams, at least, not micrograms, milligrams. Micrograms ain't shit. Anyway, there it is. A little bit of medicine, a little bit of everything to do with me in my life, but I do need some help. I need some assistance, a hand up from a friend, some damn thing. A little extra money wouldn't hurt. I asked a man yesterday, I said, do you know if anybody has any odd jobs to do around here? I said, I've cleaned out fence rows, I've busted firewood, I've hauled hay, I've worked in factories, and I know what work is. I know I'm a resilient old fart, having been a resilient young fart. My herbal medicine helps keep me alive and kicking like a timber chicken. I haven't had the need to go to a doctor since I had my hand shot. Well, wait a minute. I did go to the doctor. There was something wrong with the right side of my head. And my eyes started burning in water, and my nose turned loose, running real bad, just like water pouring out of my nose. And it turned out to just be a temporary sinus condition. But I found out that I have 7 pellets of 7.5 birdshot in my skull. The man that ran the MRI said, "My God, what happened to you? You have foreign objects in your skull." I said, "I was shot through the hand with a 12-gauge shotgun." And I thought I only had 2 pellets of lead in my head. He said, "Well, you have 7. Isn't it odd? 7 pellets of 7.5 birdshot, 7.5 size birdshot. Well, people, I don't even know what format I've used on this. I didn't even check to see if it was 1080p or whatever. I hope Google allows me a decent upload time. But for now, this here's the old mountain man signing off from Pensacola, Oklahoma. Wishing you all the best in this new year, 2026. But from what I've seen of some childish antics in Washington, something's dreadfully wrong between the ears of our fearless leader. I supported the man even before he was a candidate for president. 2013. Somebody said in one of my live chats, "Hillary for president," or "Hillary 2016. I said, "No, you don't want that snaggletooth whore in there." Oh yeah, I said I was signing off, didn't I? Yeah, and I made a bold statement about Donald John Trump being the only man to be able to pull this country back up by its proverbial bootstraps. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get off on politicking or talking about the man too bad. He's got a lot of stress. You know, I wouldn't want his job. I wouldn't want his job at all. I'd like to have a little dab of his money. $250,000 would get me through the rest of my days, I think. But, don't think there's anybody out there in the world just going to hand somebody $250,000, huh? You got to earn that kind of money, but, besides winning the lottery, and you got to buy a ticket to do that. I've done it twice, but no. Nothing came of it. Anyway, people, I'm going to get off here. Y'all be good to yourselves and be good to each other. You know where I got that from? I got it from the Bible. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Treat people the way you want to be treated, unless you're, some dipshit that wants to be abused. I don't know. But I've just got through watching High Desert Pioneer and Alicia Clegg's channel a little bit, and I'll go back and comment. But sometimes I just don't know what to say. There's so many things running through my head. But I do value each and every one of the great people that I have met on YouTube. And I value you highly because of you. Not for what you can hand to me, but because of your friendship. And friendship will go a long way during hard times. If I happen to show up, maybe you have me a spot out in the yard near a tree line or something. Nah, I'm not going to pull crap like that on anybody. I don't just show up. I show up to people's houses I've known for years without calling. Because they expect it. And anyway, 25 minutes and 26 minutes. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna get on out of here. Maybe step outside and look at the snow melting.